All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the fifth episode of the Echoing Hearts podcast. I am Jared. You missed me in the last week, but I'm back, joined by.
Jonah?
And Krista.
Ooh,
Yeah, woo, we're
Yay!
back.
Woot woot!
heck yeah!
All right. How you guys been this week?
Are you really
Always
talking
nice.
to them again? Are we talking to them?
No, I'm talking to you guys.
Yeah,
Oh, I
the
was like, are you
audience can't
still
respond.
are you still addressing the audience here? I've been good. I've been doing my
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah, yeah,
good deal.
yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. Anything
How about you, Jonah?
Okay.
specifically interesting? You first.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That you'd like to elaborate on?
I went to school today,
Ooh, ooh, that's spicy.
and no, that was just didn't expect that one.
Wow.
All right, Krista, what about you?
Me? My week, my day has been pretty good. Went to work and school and worked out and then came home and did homework. Super
Wow,
Yeah.
very
Ha-
exciting.
I know. What
No.
exciting things happened in your world today, Jonah?
Um, I went to school, the usual. Let's see. I also uh I joined this like Bible study thing group.
Oh, on
Ooh,
God?
fun.
Are you
Yeah.
being on God?
Yeah. Why why would I be joking about that?
I don't
Uh
know. I just that's definitely something you would joke about.
but no, I really did. It was fun. I mean, made some new friends, and then
What was the Bible verse of the day?
there was multiple verses,
What
but
stood out to you though?
um I mean, well, the what we talked about in that lesson was kind of the purpose of religion and like um the definition of religion and uh, why it exists. And so yeah, I thought that was interesting, um, hearing different people's perspectives on what religion is to them. And yeah, and then I just got home from hanging out with my cousin and my friend. We went out to eat. Uh, I tried poke for the first time, which was,
Yeah, I saw that,
dude, I'm not gonna lie, that stuff is delicious, man. First
bro.
time, bro. Have you guys ever had poke before?
Now I just started liking that
I
shit too.
I don't think
Do you know
Well,
what that is?
yeah, do you know what it is?
no.
It's like a bowl with raw fish, and they have like other vegetables and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh. Hmm.
it's like a bowl of sushi or
Oh
Yeah,
sashimi.
goodness.
sushi, but
Yeah,
not in a
that's
bowl.
probably why I haven't tried it. If
Dude.
it's from the sea, it's not for me.
That's the quote of the day right there.
Right there. I'm a Kansas girl, landlocked.
Um, by the way, kind of quick thing. You're not affected by the hurricane, right? Are you?
That's
No.
Florida, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, it wouldn't be uncommon for us to get a lot of heavy rain just because it's kind of, but
But
no, not
you're
directly affected.
you're in the Dust Bowl states, right? Are you part of that?
Well, I mean, when the Dust Bowl was a thing, yeah.
Do you
When it
ever?
was,
I mean, like, when was the last time? Have you seen one? a tornado in person.
Oh, like a tornado, yeah. Wait, referencing like a tornado by calling it a dust bowl?
I thought that's what it was called because
Hmm.
I thought you were just saying that
I
because
don't
it's
know.
like something that people know it for.
yeah, I thought that like that region was called the Dust Bowl because it has a lot of tornadoes in that region.
Oh, I've never heard it called that. I just heard Tornado Alley. Yeah,
Okay,
the
yeah,
Dust
that's a
Bowl.
better name.
Different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe some people do call it that. I don't really know. But
This whole
yeah,
thing
we
is
are
just so
in Tornado
convoluted.
Alley. Yeah,
Alright,
but
alright.
yeah.
Okay, anyways,
Anyways,
anyways, we can get into our topic for the day. Um, Krista, would you like to introduce it?
I can do that, yes. Okay, so one of the things I thought was interesting that we could talk about today would be the whole controversy surrounding Google and Google's advertising and looking in to see the Antitrust Act specifically and if they are violating that in any way and somehow creating a monopoly on the market.
Uh,
So, I mean,
kind of quick
yes.
thing. Do you think you could go over what the antitrust law is?
Yes, so pretty much the Sherman antitrust law is like, um, what?
Nothing, nothing.
nothing. You're done.
You
It's
good?
pretty much okay. It's pretty much just it just outlaws monopolistic business practices. So no one business or company can create a complete um it can't have control over the entire market because if they were to do that, they could raise prices to or anything to like at any standard they want, and there would be no competition. So it'd be pretty much cheating the people. So that was passed back in the 1800s, so that people couldn't just like run the like market for something. There has to be multiple players in order for it to be like a capital society. So they're just saying if Google's trying to be a monopoly and take over the entire market.
So
So
you're
yeah.
referring to the advertising market?
Well, that's what they're looking at specifically here, I think.
Okay,
Okay.
that's interesting.
Um,
Because I mean, if you see a lot of ads online, I mean, at least for me, whenever I'm on browsing anywhere, I mean, it's like a lot of Google sponsored ads. So
yeah. Um, so, what do you guys like think though? What's your guys' perspective? Or what are your first thoughts on the subject?
Huh. And honestly, like since I've been rocking headblock for as long as I can remember, they don't really affect me. It doesn't affect me as much, but I can see how that could be detrimental.
I mean, uh, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if this is relevant to the topic or not, but uh, especially when I'm on YouTube, like I just see all these ads that are like, um, it's kind of a side topic, I guess, but uh, I swear sometimes like I feel like it's listening to my conversations or like um what I'm searching because all the ads are always related to something I've talked about in like the last 24 hours.
Oh
hmm.
And
no, definitely.
Yeah.
Or I've had that before. Like you click on one thing and then it just kind of hounds you over it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
but
Yeah, that might.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that. I mean, that might be Google doing that. If you look something up on a Google browser, they might send you ads for, something that you've looked up. So, I mean, that could be part of it too. I'm not sure exactly everything they're investigating in this. I don't think we have a lot of details on that yet. Yeah. that could be part of it.
So like, the concern is that Google's essentially taking over like search engine market. Is that's the problem?
Well, from what I read, they're mostly concerned about advertising. So, like, I don't know. It's like I guess they're like advertising, like they pretty much just like advertise their own stuff and like I'm trying to remember what
Oh,
it
I
said,
see
but
what you're
pretty much
saying now.
yeah.
So like they only advertise I guess stuff that's sponsored by them or
Yeah.
like rather than outside kind of companies and stuff like that.
That's at least what I'm hearing, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess I see how that's a problem. Um, to be honest, for me personally, I don't really care. I mean, like to me, I mean, it doesn't affect me in any way. I mean, I don't see
Mhm.
any reason why it would. Uh,
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like where this topic, like, where the discussion is
yeah,
exactly.
Well, I guess okay, so I didn't really like present it well, I guess part of it, but like pretty much like there I guess also part of it, the other part of it is like people wanting to advertise through them since they have so much like market power and so many people use them that they set their prices ridiculously high because they know that people are going to be like um
oh,
pretty
okay.
much only wanting to advertise through them. And also, that I'm reading a report right now, and it does talk about how they use user data in order to um, target certain ads at them. So that's also in question right now. So kind of what you guys were talking about.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, okay, yeah, that's I could see how that how
yeah.
big.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty common knowledge at this point, where that these big companies just use whatever data that they have, and like they spy on you to, you know, target your interest and try
Mm-hmm.
to get you like try to sell you stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not sure like what progress has been made in that area because it seems like people are still doing it.
Yeah, there are.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
it's obvious that like it really does seem like Google has totally monopolized um this area because I mean, obviously no one
Bing.
uses Bing, bro. Like,
You want to talk to me about Yahoo?
dang,
What about Internet Explorer?
yeah. Or Firefox.
Hey,
Right.
Firefox still good.
Really? I've never heard anyone or seen anyone use that.
Just because Google Chrome is like the most accessible, but you know they have their at
Yeah.
least Firefox. I think has its purpose.
Like for me, I'd say like Google's like the Apple of search engines in terms of like its its user interface is clean and like sleek. It's all organized and
Yeah. I mean,
easy to
for the average user,
use.
what more can you ask for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's true. Like, I mean, like, in some respects, I guess they're just like concerned about people trying to enter the market. They're making it like too hard, I guess, is
Okay,
something
well
that they're
if
worried
that's the
about.
case, then definitely should crack down on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But beyond like that, there's not much.
Yeah, there's not much
Yeah,
she can do really. I mean, who's
I wish it was more of a thing where you can like there's more moral
yeah,
issues here.
'cause
But no,
like
it just
who's
seems
gonna
like
stop
that's
using
the
Google, you
practice.
know?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
So then at this
yeah.
point, do you think it's like kind of dumb to present this case, like that all these people are, or do you think like they're not gonna have like a good like solid argument?
Um, obviously, I think there should be regulation towards
Mm-hmm.
the maybe the prices and the allowability for other companies and anyone trying to come to them for uh, advertisement. I think they should I don't know, make it easier for people um to enter the market, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my problem with this discussion is just that no one's gonna like really, no one's gonna go against that. No one's gonna say, oh yeah, Google should definitely have a monopoly, which is the only opposing point here. You know,
yeah.
Right. Right.
nobody's advocating that. I'm pretty sure because it's
True.
straight up illegal.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's interesting how Alabama and California are both like not participating in like taking actions or anything against Google.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely
don't
weird for
know.
Alabama, but I guess it kind of
Yeah.
makes sense for California given how like tech oriented.
Yeah, I guess
Like
that's true. Yeah.
it
When
wouldn't
we have
be
two.
like it wouldn't be profitable to stick your foot somewhere where you know that gives you a lot of like that operates in your region a lot, so it can kind of if you go against them, then they're gonna obviously have repercussions.
Yeah.
Right. I think you're right. Yeah. I think your like views toward it kind of reflect like California's decision to not get involved. But
It's
honestly,
like
I don't.
Switzerland.
Yeah. What?
No, I was just comparing it to like Switzerland and World Wars.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I guess, there's not really much you can do. I mean,
Now we wait.
Right. Guess we'll see if it does anything or we decide that it's okay for Google to keep doing what they're doing, so.
all right. So kind of kind of a segue topic, I guess, or somewhat similar. Um, you guys all know about the we were talking about it, the user data and like um, selling it
Oh,
to
like how they use
companies.
their information.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Data mining, yeah.
um, what do you guys think about that? I mean, like, how would you feel, how do you feel knowing that probably your personal data and privacy is being sold to other companies behind your back? Like,
I don't know. I mean,
I mean, does
obviously,
it bother you?
no one likes being spied on, and I'm not too sure. I think there are matter or like measures you can take to kind of secure your own data and your information, but I don't bother with that because for the most part, even if they do like show me ads based on what I googled 20 minutes ago, it's not really affecting me too much. But I guess the only concern is if it's like used in a malicious manner, which as
Yeah.
far as I know, it hasn't been yet.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I guess maybe probably a main concern is that uh, the fear of that malicious intent, maybe hackers or you know, trying to take advantage of uh, our data and using it against us, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
It just matter being smart about it.
so you would say that it doesn't really bother you as much? I mean, it's not something that irks you?
I mean, I don't like it, but I sleep fine.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I fall too. Is like, yeah, I don't like it, and I'd prefer if, maybe my stuff was protected in a more secure way, but at the same time, it's like it's never really caused me so far, at least, any problems. And I mean, I don't mind getting an ad or two for things that I've, searched before, done something with. I mean, I think it's part of the convenience, the part of like personalization that I think that they're trying to appeal to, and I think that that's something that a lot of people value is kind of like, oh, that's so convenient. I was just, thinking about getting that, and here's an ad. But I mean, it can cause some red flags. It's like, well, then what else do they know? And yeah, so I mean, yeah, like Jared said, I sleep fine at night. It's not something I think about all the time, but I mean, every once in a while, it's like, what if we? I mean, like, is I don't think there's really anything we can do about it though. So it's
Eh, okay, kind of a follow-up. Um, let's say there was like a problem that happened, like say uh someone did maybe what's the word? Like, took your information and, you know, maybe stole something, something like that. Uh,
It's like a whole different ballpark.
or like someone were to take that information and shit, what is that word called? Is it
Identity theft.
yeah, identity theft or phishing?
Oh, how
Um,
do you
oh
spell that?
yeah,
I'm gonna look that up.
and you found out that it was due to uh due to like Google or Facebook like selling your data to you know creep what's it called, untrustworthy sources. Would it would it cause you to maybe would you stop using um these social media websites if that were to be a thing? I mean, or would you shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
would you stop using the program if that
Oh,
were to happen? Or
if
would
they
you,
directly did that to me, then sure, I'd stop using it
okay,
as long
you?
as I have like an alternative.
So like you're
um,
saying, so I mean like, would you start using Bing if that were to
Probably
happen? Probably?
Ecosia or something.
oh my gosh, I use Ecosia.
Heck yeah.
I've never even heard of
I mean, like I don't see
that.
myself. I don't see anybody really stopping using electronics or whatnot, even if there were serious concerns.
Yeah, that's
But
kind of what I think. I mean, like,
it's
I
just
feel
people
like
will have to learn how to become, more
aware and
knowledgeable or more aware.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Because I'm sure even if all these problems are happening, like, I'm sure
Like the
people are
more the
still
problems
gonna be
arise, the
using
more that
it.
people will develop things to protect others.
Yeah.
It's just the demand's gonna go up, and obviously people are gonna make solutions to it. So that's why if there are anything bad happens, I'm sure there'll be ways to deal with it besides boycotting it completely.
Okay. Anyways, let's get into our
Let's talk about murder.
let's talk about murder. Let's talk about our last topic for today. So, uh, earlier this week, I watched a video by from the New York Times YouTube channel that goes over. It's titled "Why Did I Serve 16 Years for Murder When I Didn't Kill Anyone?"
Hmm.
And basically, it follows the story of a man named Adnan Khan who committed a robbery uh, in which one of his partners um, murdered a victim. And kind of the main thing about the story is that although Khan did not directly um, commit the murder as his partner did, uh, he was charged with murder uh, due to the felony murder rule, which states that uh, any accomplices that uh, are part of any murder, although not directly involved, will be charged with murder along. Yeah. So kind of what I kind of what interested me or what I wanted to ask you guys was what specifically is your perspective on that? Like, should is this fair, or do you think that it shouldn't be a thing?
I don't know. I definitely think it's interesting. The whole point where if you're just involved in the crime, like say if it's just armed robbery or something like that, and you don't actually kill him. I don't know. I didn't know that that was a thing until I heard about this. But I
Right.
can see the logic behind it. Not that I'm saying I agree with it, but it's definitely like it feels like a case by case thing.
Mm-hmm. Krista?
Yeah, I think for me it'd have to be more of a case by case basis because you never really know. Like, could be like a kid, or like I don't. It doesn't have to be a kid, but someone like who doesn't know that that's gonna happen, and then something happens and some guy decides to do that, but you were just planning on doing, like taking some lady's purse, or something, and like, well, that's obviously not right.
Yeah,
I don't think it deserves the same consequence as a murder. But like I do see the logic, and I do feel like people want someone to blame, and they want to they want someone to face consequences for a murder. So like I kind of get it because it's more of a like emotional put it to rest type thing. Someone's in jail for this, but like I don't think it should be like an actual law.
I don't know. With like legal cases, it's really tricky because more often than not, they don't get it right. And it's just the fact that like the precedence it sets for this case. Let's say it's in like legally carry over for other ones. So I don't know.
Right.
I
Yeah.
had a train of thought and I kind of lost it.
Or like
I'll get back.
um, specifically for Khan's case, do you think he deserved it? Do you think it was fair for him to be charged with murder?
Most likely not, but then you could have the next case come by, and then two people come in with the intent to murder, and then one of them does it, and the other, like if placed in that same situation as the other, he would have done it. But since it wasn't him exactly, do you think he should get the full charge?
Hmm.
Like, let's hypothetical situation, he did plan on murdering that day. How would that affect your thoughts on it? Because we don't know that.
Right. Right. I think that's hard because you someone's not something really. I think it would change my mind if I knew for sure that someone was planning to, but at some point it just didn't happen. I don't think they should get the same punishment as a murderer, but maybe like some sort of lesser punishment for like thinking about it, or like
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
intending. Right.
Yeah. Um, I guess for me, um, I also see it both ways. I mean, especially in the video, he goes over he goes over both sides of the argument, saying that I mean you shouldn't be committing a felony in the first place, so uh, it's kind of on you that things went wrong, and
Yeah, but no one really needs to be told that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then he also talks about, again, what you guys have been saying, how um, it's not fair that he was charged with that, and that
I mean, I just
uh,
wonder how like good his lawyer was because I haven't seen it personally or like looked too much into it, but I know that the lawyer that you have just it can drastically change the sentence, and I don't know how it does it. I don't know what laws change based on how expensive you are.
yeah,
Oh, for sure.
So maybe he just had a shit lawyer, and then what can he do? I guess
yeah.
he's doing the right thing by, you know, getting sympathy on the news outlet. Smart on him.
Yeah. And bringing
Honestly,
awareness.
like again, what you said before, Jared, is like it sucks because we never knew about this before, like
Yeah,
most of these laws and stuff we only find out until it's too late. So that's kind of a really the main one of the main sucky things about this is he didn't know that that was the law, and now he
he's got to
paid a
pay for
big
it.
he paid a big chunk of his life for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of gray areas in our justice system, and uh, I don't know.
I think the one thing that everyone can agree on is that it doesn't exactly work how it should.
I think that's very true.
Yeah,
Because I mean, this case isn't particularly unique, given how many false sentences there have been, like that you can casually read about while scrolling through like Twitter or something.
I can't even imagine like going to prison as a essentially what's the word? A non-guilty person. As someone
Right.
who
Breath
didn't even
away.
commit the crime.
True.
Like,
But I guess it all goes back to the idea of like guilty by association. Like you were there with the people. So that's like something that's common in society.
yeah,
I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying, it's kind of a theme. I mean, even parents like sometimes discipline their children in that way. Parents, like if I was around my brothers and I didn't stop my brothers or I was like when they were doing something, bad, then I would get in trouble too because I was there while it was.
Yeah,
It's kind of in our society.
it's hard to
I'm
have
not saying it's
absolute
right.
justice or like
Yeah,
clear right answers.
right.
yeah. I mean, when you put it that way, I mean, I guess I don't know. It makes that makes sense, but I guess the question is whether that should apply to large scale uh,
Right.
events like this, you know?
What do you
Mm-hmm.
define as large scale? Because I don't know.
You know, like felonies, or justice, like court cases.
So you're asking if like the same laws should be
If
like
the
applied in the same manner?
Yeah, like if guilty by association kind of should apply to, court cases like this or court cases in general.
Yeah, there's too much to like say. This law should do this and this law should do that. But I just feel like the only thing that the biggest thing to the biggest thing to fix everything, I guess, is just to have more consistency in the matter. Because like you
Yeah,
see people
Yeah.
get X sentence for one crime, and then someone get X sentence for another crime, and it just from when you look at it like when you look at all the facts line up, it just doesn't it doesn't make any sense to you.
yeah,
Yeah. I think
okay.
it's hard to know.
Kind of like, okay, kind of one last thing. Uh, how do you think, how do you think this, like, these problems can be fixed? That, how do you think, what needs to be changed in order for these cases to go the right way?
Pretty
What do you
much
think?
kind of what
Like,
I
what
just
is
said.
the problem, you know?
Like
Mm-hmm.
just the inconsistency between everything. Because you see someone get 30 years for like like a robbery, and then someone gets 6 months for a rape case.
Right.
Like
Okay.
if,
I
if you're
don't.
gonna if you're gonna enforce sentences, enforce it based on what actually happened, not based on how much your lawyer pays off or how corrupt the judge may be at the time.
Yeah. I don't. I don't know one thing that I can point to needs to be changed. I don't know. I think like we're all human. We all have flaws. So like it's hard to. But I think if maybe lawyers or whatever didn't get, I don't know, like paid so much and like pay wasn't such a, because like a lot of like lawyers or prosecutors or judges are like mostly like working to win a case so that they get money from it. And so it's like that's like something I think that really flaws it, because then it's pretty much a who's got a better argument, and it's sometimes not even who's actually guilty, who's not. It's just, I don't know. It's a mess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good way to put it.
definitely.
It's just a mess.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, I guess that's all I wanted to talk about today. I mean,
All right.
definitely in the future, um, we we will most likely be talking more about court cases and the justice system, especially when we go over uh, probably in a future episode when we go over the Me Too movement and all these allegations and who's right, who's wrong. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to be said about our justice
Lots of
system,
lots
but
of lots of touchy stuff with that.
yep. But
It should be fun.
anyways, that's kind of it for today. Um, Let us know what you guys think. What's your perspective on these topics that we talked about? Uh, Let us know if you have any suggestions for future episodes or If you want to be a guest on the podcast, you're always welcome. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And
Of course.
thanks for listening to episode 5 of the Echoing Hearts podcast. And peace.
Peace.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be a.
Or don't be rude.
IZAC out.